My name is Andreas Wittmer. I'm Vice President of the Swiss Aerospace Cluster. I work at the University of St. Gallen as head of the or managing director of the Aviation Research Center over here. I'm also head of international networks for the university and have the pleasure to research in network industries, apply that to aviation, which is a network industry, and also apply it in practice to managing the networks the University of St. Gallen has. So that's about what I can say about myself.
And you are the founding president of the Swiss Aerospace Cluster, is that correct?
That's correct. I was the first president. I was asked by Zurich, by the location promotion of Zurich, to support the setup of this aerospace cluster network, and I committed to that. And then it happened that I, in one of the meetings, was asked whether I would be the president, and so I have been the first president of this cluster.
With which motivation and how many people joined you for creating this cluster?
Well, my motivation was, let's say in other terms, I think that we can create more benefits if we work together and collaborate in networks than if we can alone. At the time when we created the cluster, it was 2010. In Europe, we were dealing with difficult economic situations. The Swiss francs went through the roof, or the euro dropped, or whatever it was. And the export-oriented companies, like the aerospace industry, is close to 100% export, was very hit by that. And the US dollar fell also very low, so their incomes really diminished. They had to find innovative ideas of reducing costs or keeping revenues or even increasing revenues by doing it differently. And differently, I mean in collaboration. So the network provided a source of reducing costs and increasing revenues. And I think that was my main motivation, to help this industry to survive the difficult economic times and get out of the economic times stronger than they were before. And I think when I look at our member numbers at the Swiss Aerospace Cluster, it has steadily increased. We have more than 100 members now. In 2010 we started with, let's say, 10 or so founding members. And if I see that we didn't lose many members over the time, I do not know of bankruptcies. I don't know many companies that left Switzerland and went abroad. So actually we managed, and the industry is very healthy and is very strong at the moment.
In which ways does the cluster cooperate or collaborate with other clusters in the aerospace area?
We work closely together with our colleagues in Baden-Württemberg, Luft- und Raumfahrt Baden-Württemberg, it's called LLBW. Then we have a partner, Bavaria, in Bayern. We have a partner, AAI, in Austria, east of Austria, not really close to the Lake Constance, but it's a partner. And there is a small initiative around Lake Constance, Bavaria, we have been working with in the past also. We have recognized that networks are not limited by political country borders. Networks appear where certain people are that see a benefit of working together. And that is what happened across the borders here. So we have, let's say, Bavaria, we have Baden-Württemberg and the northern part of Switzerland, let's say from like Bern, Zurich, St. Gallen, this area, where we have a lot of companies. And we just saw that this aerospace region is probably one of the dominant aerospace regions even in Europe. It's a big region with a lot of companies, and we see a great benefit of collaborating also across the borders.
And this actually culminates in the Bodensee Aerospace Meeting that's going to take place mid-March?
Exactly, that's exactly the case. The Bodensee Aerospace Meeting is an initiative that appeared or we created, initiated actually by Baden-Württemberg cluster. It was kind of the initiative to have one event where we all together show ourselves and have a platform where we all come together to exchange. We started, was the first time, it was in Überlingen. I think we had 100, or not even 100 participants. The second was then, I think, in Switzerland. with also 100 or 120, 140 participants. And I think we had in Bavaria once 200. We had a good year last year when we were in Austria, and this year we have 180 participants as well. So it establishes itself between 150 and 200 participants out of these regions, which is, I think this is great.
Why do they participate in the forum?
Well, I think there are several benefits. One benefit is to get insights by the different presentations that are held, insights to reflect, insights to take away. A second point is the bilateral talks that can happen. We have a lot of time to talk and to meet and to exchange knowledge and find new ideas of collaborating. I think this is a very important takeaway. And the third one is also, for sure, also on a personal level, to, let's say, have a bit of a personal chat and enjoyable dinners and dinner and tonight actually, and just have also a personal exchange.
And in which ways help the personal exchange between the two cities or universities of Zurich and St. Gallen to actually organize this forum?
I think the forum is is organized by the lead of the organization is here at the University of St. Gallen. My colleague Eric Linton is managing it. He's the cluster manager. Also, we have the cluster office here, but this cluster only survived because Zurich, the location promotion of Zurich, really supported it also financially for many years, and I think that collaboration with Zurich was very intense and close and helped this cluster to develop very much. That we have University of Zurich taking part is great, and the support is great, and that we have ETH, of course, the ETH, one of the ETH professors is also in the board since the beginning. So that is also very great. So I see a lot of collaborations on the university side, but also in general. I mean, Zurich and St. Gallen are the two biggest aerospace states in Switzerland. That's where most companies are of the aerospace industry, and naturally there is a lot of collaboration and a lot of talk we are having.
And in terms of outcomes, what do you hope for? What do you expect from the Bodensee Aerospace Meeting?
I expect 3 takeaways. First, new insights from those presentations. Second, good reflection and good talks with others in the networks. And third, personal side, that I was also on the culinary and personal side. It's going to be a success and something that or an event everyone likes to remember.
Why are the aerospace clusters in this region so densely populated? I
think there are historical reasons for that. There was Zeppelin in Friedrichshafen, then Dornier, then also FFA in Altenrhein, which produced planes. Then Switzerland was one of the countries that had airspace management very early on, and so I think the northeast or north of Switzerland and the 2 areas, Bavaria and Baden-Württemberg, have early on been driven by this industry. So the producers of these planes have pulled in suppliers, and so this aerospace industry has naturally grown in this area. And what we're doing now in these networks is just to bundle those companies and in this industry and try to benefit from each other to be more successful in the supply system towards the big companies like Airbus and Boeing.